Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with RWA members and beneficiaries of regularization of unauthorized colonies in Delhi. Says the government will complete with utmost responsibility the work to give ownership rights to 40 lakh people living in unauthorized colonies in Delhi. Devendra Fadnavis hands over his resignation as Maharashtra Chief Minister to the Governor. Shiv Sena MLAs meet at party headquarters to chalk out the future course of action. Pakistan backtracks from its earlier stance of entry fee waiver on the opening day of Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Pakistan to charge $20 fee from all pilgrims visiting Kartarpur Sahib on the 9th and 12th of this month. Cabinet Secretary reviews preparedness to deal with cyclone Bulbul over West Bengal and Odisha, advises both states to avoid any casualty, assures all help from the centre. Cyclone intensifies into a very heavy cyclonic storm. Union Home Minister Amit Shah says India is committed to enhance cooperation in disaster management globally, addresses the 10th meeting of heads of authorities of member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in Delhi. Hectic parleys on for pre-poll political alliances for the forthcoming Jharkhand Assembly polls. Congress JMM seat sharing talks in final stages. Announcement likely in Ranchi today. And in sports, Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty enter the semis at the China Open. A not straight game win over Li Junhui and Liu Yuchen face top seeds for a place in the final. Hello and welcome. You're watching DD News and DD India with me, Munmun Bhattacharya. Let's get started with our top story. Chants of Modi Modi greeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi in an interaction with RWA members from the recently regularized unauthorized colonies in Delhi. A delegation of over 200 people, including BJP MPs from Delhi, met the Prime Minister to thank him for the decision to provide ownership rights of properties to residents of unauthorized colonies in the city. Prime Minister began on an emotional note, recalling his childhood days that were spent growing up in unauthorized colonies. He said that efforts to right wrongs were made in the past, but they were half-hearted ones motivated by vote bank politics.
प्रयास पहले भी हुए, लेकिन आधे अधूरे हुए, राजनीतिक गणित से हुए। ये करेंगे तो वोट बैंक संभलेगी, ये नहीं करेंगे तो वोट बैंक नहीं संभलेगी। इसी के इर्द गिर्द और हर चुनाव में इस इश्यू को उठाना, उछालना। जो जोर से बोलता था तो आपके लोग उसकी तरफ लुढ़क जाते थे, हाँ यार साहब ये कर देगा। होने के बाद वो आपको भूल जाता था। यही क्रम चला। भारत विभाजन का भयंकर सदमा झेल करके लाखों परिवार आकर के इन जगह पे बसे थे। उनकी तो मुसीबत ये थी कि भाई आवाज भी कैसे उठाए, वरना फिर से एक बार उजड़ जाएंगे। आखिरकार ये तय किया कि कोई करे या न करे, हम इसे किए बिना रह नहीं सकते।
The Union Cabinet last month approved a proposal to grant ownership rights to people living in 1,797 unauthorized colonies in Delhi, a move that is estimated to benefit 40 lakh people in the city. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that this historic decision was driven by Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas mantra.
एक मंत्र मैं सबको बताता था कि नीति वो बनेगी जिसका आत्मा यही होगा, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास। उस आत्मा को केंद्र में रख के ही नीति बनेगी। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि इस धर्म के लोग हैं तो उनको तो फायदा मिलेगा, उस धर्म वालों को नहीं मिलेगा। ये बीजेपी को वोट मिलते हैं, उस कॉलोनी में तो लाभ मिलेगा, बीजेपी को कभी वोट नहीं मिलता है, वहां नहीं मिलेगा, ये नहीं चलेगा। और मुझे खुशी है कि मेरी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने भी, एमपी ने, एमएलए ने, कॉरपोरेटर ने और सरकारी अधिकारियों ने भी मेरे इस मंत्र को रत्ती भर भी खरोच नहीं आने दी।
He added that the best example of misgovernance leading to uncertainty and bad policy making was Article 370. This threw thousands of people into a flux, not knowing what the future held for them. PM Modi said that it was his good fortune that his government led to the rewriting of this wrong.
हमारे यहाँ एक ऐसी राजनीतिक कल्चर बन गया, एक ऐसी परंपरा विकसित हो गई जिसमें लटकाना, अटकाना और भटकाना, अनिश्चितता मनुष्य के जीवन को घेर लेती है। देश आजाद हुआ, आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों का क्या हाल हुआ होगा, क्योंकि एक टेम्पररी 370 का बोर्ड लटकाया गया था। धारा 370 के नाम पर ऐसी स्थिति बनाई थी क्योंकि उनको भी विश्वास नहीं होता था कि ये दिल्ली हमारे लिए कुछ करेगी कि नहीं करेगी। ये अनिश्चितता, ये दुविधा, उसको समाप्त करना भी, ये काम भी मेरे ही नसीब में था।
Prime Minister said that the decisive policies and actions of the Modi government has led to transformation of millions of lives by removing fear of the unknown from the lives of the common man.
आप उस मुस्लिम माँ बेटी की का सोचिए, उसका क्या होता होगा कि जब ये 3 तलाक की तलवार लटकती रहती है तो उसको हमेशा डर रहता है कि सब्जी में नमक ज्यादा पड़ गया है तो पता नहीं मुझे निकाल ना दे। यानी एक प्रकार से पूरा समाज बेचैनी से जिंदगी गुजार रहा है। हमने उस अवस्था को भी खत्म किया। उसी प्रकार से आपके लिए भी था, पता नहीं कब म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन आ जाएगा, कब और दबा अफसर आ जाएंगे, पता नहीं कब गिरा देंगे। ये अनिश्चितता की जिंदगी बहुत कठिन थी। हर अनिश्चितताओं को समाप्त करते हुए मक्कमता के साथ जनता की भलाई के लिए निर्णय लेने के हमने निर्णय किए।
And our correspondent Arun Sharma now joins us on the phone line with more details. Arun, did the Prime Minister drive home the point that his government acted on the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas when it decided to regularize over 1,700 unauthorized colonies in Delhi NCR, unlike previous dispensations?
That's right. No, Munmun, not only Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, it's Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Vikas. And we know this fact, Munmun, that the deadline for housing for all event, that is the deadline of 2022, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi has outlined a roadmap that every Indians will be having their own houses. Everybody would be owner of their own houses. That will be there. This main thing will be there by 2022. So in that direction, the government is taking several steps, and this a milestone decision by the government, a bold decision by the government. That's been liked by all the Delhiites over here who all were living in unauthorized colony. I mean, look at this way, Munmun. I mean, I had a word with lot of people who were living in unauthorized colony. Those who were born in this unauthorized colony, no banks were coming forward to give loans to these people. They were not getting any credit cards. They were not they were not eligible for any landline connections. The water was not coming to their houses. So these were the kind of problems these people were facing. And now, when a stamp of authorized colony is being there as far as these colonies are concerned, I mean, it's a big sigh of relief for these people. And look at this way, how we can see the visuals as well, how people are greeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, cheering for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And the government is not only taking these kind of decisions, but look at this way. Now, 2 days back, we saw that government has taken an important decision that the 1,600 housing projects which are stuck in our country, that means close to 4.58 lakh housing units in our country, which were stuck because of financial problems, for that an alternative fund will be made, and the cabinet has also given approval for that part, and this fund will be of size of close to 25,000 crore rupees. The government will be infusing 10,000 crore, and rest 15,000 crore will be infused by the State Bank of India and LIC. So this gives a sense that how government is committed to fulfill the dream, to fulfill the vision of housing for all by 2022. And in that direction, all these major steps are being taken by the government so that this dream of New India and housing for all by 2022, which this is the pet project as well of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that can be accomplished by 2022. Munmun?
Arun, the beneficiaries would have been a relieved lot with this decision of the Union Cabinet?
Absolutely. They all are relieved because of the fact that there were many people in our country who had paid their money, who had paid their installments as far as giving to the developer. But yes, because of the financial irregularity, because of financial uncertainty, because of financial crunch, some of the housing projects, that means close to 1,600 housing projects, could not be completed. And in that direction, the cabinet's approval in that direction is a game changer for the entire real estate sector, number one. And this decision will also create demand in the real estate sector, which the real estate sector was looking forward, because it was looking for the fact that how can the demand be created in this sector. And in that direction, the cabinet's approval for creating this alternate fund of close to 25,000 crore will create demand as well, and will also play an important role to complete these 4.5 lakh housing units in our country, for which the people have paid their money either partially or fully, but the housing projects could not be completed. And now the thing is that very soon the people who have paid their money either partially or fully, or they'll be getting their houses, because the government now comes into picture, to get these housing projects get completed by infusing 10,000 crore rupees. So it's a game changer, and it's really a booster for the real estate sector.
Right, Arun. Thank you for those updates. In Maharashtra, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis met Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari and submitted his resignation letter to the Governor at Raj Bhavan a short while ago. The present term of the State Assembly expires tomorrow. In the 288-member Assembly, the BJP has emerged as the single largest party with 105 seats, while its partner Shiv Sena won 56 seats. The BJP is insisting on the Chief Ministership being the single largest party, while the Shiv Sena is aspiring for equal share of power with rotational arrangement to share the top position in the state. Later, addressing a press conference in Mumbai, Devendra Fadnavis thanked the people of Maharashtra for allowing him to serve them. He also said that he has run a transparent government and he has always stood with the people. He also said that there is a lot more to do in the state. And our correspondent Shishir is now joining us on the phone line for more on this. Shishir, what happens now that Devendra Fadnavis has submitted his resignation to the governor?
Well, absolutely, Mulman. Since last 15 days, even after the announcement of the results, we've heard what Shiv Sena has to say from their side. As Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut have been talking to the media almost every alternate day here in Mumbai. But today we've also heard what BJP has to say here to Chief forward. And Spooner addressed me press conference here where he clarified many things here. First of all, he has tendered resignation to the governor, and the governor accepted the resignation. And the most important thing he announced is that now he will be the acting chief minister till further order from the governor. And in this period, basically, he cannot take any major decision, any policy decision, but he can continue with the day-to-day work of the chief ministers and the state as well. Well, very few things to clarify that things actually went wrong between him and Shiv Sena since last so many years, especially since last 5 years. He related the fact that in last 5 years that both the party were in power, but in spite of that, Shiv Sena have actually criticized them, almost every time here. But in spite of that, the BJP have never fought back and never, have given a tough answer to it. Even in last 15 days, Chief Minister said that the kind of comments that they got it from Shiv Sena and the Shiv Sena leader, it seems that Shiv Sena has already made their mind, and that's the reason it seems that they are not interested to join hands with the BJP. Obviously, they have contested the election together in alliance, but immediately after announcement of result, it seems that the Shiv Sena was not in the mood to form a government with the BJP probably. That's the reason Chief Minister today said that in spite of making several calls to Uddhav Thackeray, all the calls went unanswered, and there was no reply from the Shiv Sena. It shows that what intention Shiv Sena has while forming the government. You also said that Shiv Sena are actually in touch with the NCP and the Congress during these 15 days here, when Shiv Sena leaders Sanjay Raut met twice or thrice to NCP chief Sharad Pawar, but he haven't met to BJP leaders also. We haven't taken a call of BJP leaders. Shows that it seems that Shiv Sena doesn't want to form a government with the BJP, and probably that's what is something else was going in their mind. Chief Minister clearly stated one thing, is that when Shiv Sena for the very first time said that they have all the options open to form a government, it was actually a surprise for the BJP here, and it hurts BJP as well. So these are the things Chief Minister clarified today here, because since last 15 days actually there was a clamor that why exactly BJP is not speaking to the allegations made by the Shiv Sena here. And today Chief Minister very clearly said that there was no discussion on the post of Chief Minister is concerned, where Shiv Sena has said that 2.5 years will be given to the Shiv Sena and 2.5 years will be given to the BJP. Chief Minister today clarified this thing, that it has never discussed in front of him. He also said that he also had a word with the President, BJP President Amit Shah, and Amit Shah has also conveyed him that there wasn't any discussion on it. Obviously, there was a proposal from Shiv Sena, but there was no discussion and there was no decision on this matter. And that's the reason.
Right, so differences continue to be there between the BJP and Shiv Sena. Now, Devendra Fadnavis has submitted his resignation, which has been accepted by the governor. Remains to be seen what the next move of these parties would be. But the BJP does not seem to be in any mood to stake claim to form government because of the differences that continue to exist between the two allies. Let's move on now to some more stories. Celebrations along with massive preparations are on for the glorious 550th Prakash Parv of the first Sikh Guru and founder of the faith, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating the Kartarpur corridor tomorrow, which will take pilgrims from India across the border to Pakistan to one of their most sacred shrines. A state-of-the-art passenger terminal building complex at Kartarpur corridor in Dera Baba Nanak of Punjab's Gurdaspur district has been built for pilgrims. The much-awaited corridor will have all the necessary passenger amenities to facilitate pilgrims intending to visit the Gurudwara Kartarpur Sahib in Pakistan. The design and quality parameters also have been prepared to keep in view the aspirations and religious sentiments of the followers of Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikhism. Meanwhile, in a U-turn, Pakistan has conveyed to India that it will charge the $20 facilitation fee from each pilgrim using the Kartarpur corridor to visit the Gurudwara Darbar Sahib on Saturday. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan had last week announced that no fee would be charged from the pilgrims on the opening day of the corridor on 9th November and on Sikhism founder Guru Nanak's 550th birth anniversary on 12th November. Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba today chaired a meeting of the National Crisis Management Committee (NCMC) to review the preparedness to deal with severe cyclone Bulbul over the Bay of Bengal. It is likely to affect coastal districts of West Bengal and Odisha. Gauba took stock of the current situation and directed that immediate assistance is required and as required will be provided. He advised both the states to take all steps to avoid casualties and damage to infrastructure and assured them of all assistance from the centre in this regard. State government of West Bengal was specifically requested to ensure that people in low-lying areas in Sagar Islands, East Medinipur and North and South 24 Pargana districts are evacuated to prevent any loss of life. The state governments were also requested to ensure that all fishermen presently at sea are brought back to the shore at the earliest. The IMD informed that a cyclone had developed in Bay of Bengal and has now intensified and is likely to cross West Bengal coast by Sunday early morning. Heavy to extremely heavy rainfall accompanied by winds reaching up to 110 to 120 kilometers per hour and tidal waves up to 1.5 meters are expected. Officials of West Bengal and Odisha governments informed that necessary preparations have been made by them and SDRF and fire service teams have been positioned. Fishing operations have been suspended and people in low-lying areas are being evacuated to shelter homes. While 14 teams of NDRF have been positioned, additional teams are being deployed at the request of states. Officials of the Ministry of Defence intimated that teams of Coast Guard and Indian Navy are already deployed and Army and Air Force are on standby. Senior officials of the Ministries of Home, Defence as well as those from the IMD and NDRF, NDMA attended the meeting. Senior officers from West Bengal and Odisha participated in the meeting through video conference. Several parts of Odisha and Bengal are receiving rainfall as cyclone Bulbul is churning up a storm in Bay of Bengal. It turned into a severe cyclonic storm this morning. The Met Department said that Bulbul cyclone is expected to cross Bengal and Bangladesh coast across Sundarban's delta during the early hours of November 10. Odisha government yesterday issued a revised advisory asking the districts to brace for possible flood-like situation and waterlogging. The Met Department has briefed about the intensity of the cyclone when it will hit Odisha.
It likely to move towards West Bengal Bangladesh coast and cross by early hours of 10th as a severe cyclonic storm. Wind speed will be around 110 to 120 kmph, and in between Sagar Island and Khepupara. Khepupara in Bangladesh, Sagar Island in our West Bengal. So this is the situation.
The state authorities have braced for disaster management for any eventuality.
We are expecting low to medium rainfall in north coastal districts from Puri up to Mayurbhanj, but in some places on 8th, we may in Jagatsinghpur, Kendrapada district, we may see heavy rainfall, and on 9th, that is tomorrow, Jagatsinghpur, Kendrapada, Baleswar, Bhadrak, these districts may at some isolated locations may see heavy to very heavy rainfall, and in other places it will be medium rainfall.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah today said that India is committed to enhance cooperation in disaster management globally. He was addressing the 10th meeting of the heads of authorities of member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization dealing with prevention and response to emergency situations in New Delhi. Expressing concern over huge damage caused by disasters, the Home Minister expressed confidence that the meeting will open new doors of cooperation between member countries. He said that India has always played a role of first responder in the event of disaster in its सबकॉन्टिनेंट।
एससीओ की 4 दिन की संयुक्त अभ्यास और विशेषज्ञ समूह की बैठक तथा आज की ये मिनिस्ट्रियल मीटिंग हेल्थ के मंत्र में जो अंतिम एच है, मानवीय सहयोग की दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम है। भारत भारतीय उपमहाद्वीप के अपने क्षेत्र में मानवीय सहयोग और आपदा में फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर की भूमिका निभाता रहा है। हमें डिजास्टर रिलीज इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के विषय में विशेष ध्यान देना चाहिए।
In Jharkhand, all political parties are gearing up for assembly polls in the state. Jharkhand Chief Minister Raghubar Das and other BJP leaders held a meeting with the parties in charge for elections in the state OP Mathur on Thursday to deliberate on their strategy for the assembly elections. 5-phase assembly polls will be held in the state between 30th November and 20th December. Das was also joined by Union Minister Arjun Munda. The BJP is in power in the state. The BJP has set a target of winning 65 seats in the 81-member Jharkhand Assembly. It had won 37 seats in 2014. Seat-sharing talks between the Congress and the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha for the assembly elections are in final stages and an announcement is likely today. Congress JMM and RJD are attempting to form an alliance to defeat the ruling BJP in the 5-phased election in November-December in the eastern state. According to sources, deliberations are on between senior leaders of the Congress and the JMM for finalizing the seat-sharing arrangement, and an announcement is likely to be made in Ranchi today. Jharkhand Pradesh Congress Committee President Rameshwar Oraon and Congress Legislature Party leader Alamgir Alam met JMM Chief Hemant Soren. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today inaugurated a light and sound show at Amritsar in Punjab. The minister also inaugurated a multimedia exhibition at Sultanpur Lodhi to commemorate the 550th birth anniversary and celebrations of Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
सर थोड़ा जा प्लीज यहाँ परले पास आ जाओ।
In sports news, the Indian men's doubles pair of Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty stunned the local favourites combine of Lee Junhui and Liu Yun Chen to reach the last four in the China Open. In what was a rematch of the Thailand Open final, where they triumphed, the Indian pair took the match 21-19, 21-15 in 43 minutes. The win keeps the Indian challenge alive at the China Open. They will take on the top-ranked pair, Marcus Fernaldi, Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo, for a place in the final. And with that, we come to the close of this news bulletin. Thanks for watching.